You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't
Hurts.
handle the
The
truth.
pass. Throws. Pick.
Uh-oh.
Horrible pass. Oh, my God.
Come on, baby, no, it hurts so bad.
Stupid. 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 Stupid throw. Son of a bitch. What a bad throw. Stupid throw. Stupid throw. Stupid throw. Stupid throw. Stupid throw.
What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Eagle fans, don't get butthurt. Okay, listen. I did not open up the door on this. This was your fearless leader, Philly.500, going out and literally tagging me on Twitter and basically saying that my quarterback is trash and that he trusts his quarterback in big games better than Dak Prescott. But then I started thinking, so you don't look at the Cowboys versus you guys as a big game? You don't? I mean, your coach sure did, because he wore a shirt that said, beat Dallas. And that's where he got his ass beat down on it. So, Eagle fans, talk to Philly.500 for bringing this stuff up. And if the fans out here, if you want me to, after 6 o'clock, we can re-air the live stream of that game where we have all these meltdowns, where he is literally talking about how bad Hurts is as a quarterback. The guy he now believes is better than Dak Prescott. And I would dare say we should send that clip to Skip Bayless. There we go. So we should send that to Skip Bayless. All right. So you know what time it is. I need to bring my crowd up in here. What's up, good people? How are we doing today?
What's good?
I am great. I'm still a little exhausted from being there at training camp. It was fun being there. I missed the weather. Oh my God, do I miss the weather in Cali? I have to agree with Jerry Jones that you know we're smart because we go to California where it's nice and cool and we can work out without having to worry about the heat and everything else. You know, I have to admit it. It is warm, and maybe just maybe, because what I noticed about Oxnard is, and anybody who's been out there, you can verify this for me as well. There's always a breeze blowing, and I'm wondering if that's the reason why our kickers stink. And anybody else have any case on that?
Man, they pissing me off right now.
Uh-oh. Dennis, I'm not outside because it's hot outside. It's like 94 outside today. And I got used to that Cali 72 degrees out there in Oxnard. I'm a little biatch today, okay? Just forgive me. I'm going to be a biatch today.
Well, Mark, I know Jerry probably told you, he probably said, you know, Mark, it's California dreaming out here. You know, it's 76 degrees out here, and it feels mighty good out here compared to being out in the Texas.
Oh, it is. Without a doubt, it really did feel good out there. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna bullshit you. I enjoyed
y'all got to forgive me right now. I got some tequila in me right now.
Oh snap! Okay, so well then let me ask you while you're feeling it right now. I know you're happy about Anthony Barr.
Yes, I am.
But you weren't happy that we waited so long.
You know, Mark, when we signed Anthony Barr, I was at the gym. I was working out, lifting weights and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw it, when you went on YouTube and everything, I got screaming and hollering and going on, and one of the girls in there, she was like, Thomas, what's wrong with you? And I told her, I said, baby, we just signed Anthony Barr.
Mm-hmm. And it was funny. It was funny because
she told me, she said, who is Anthony Barr? And I said, baby, you don't know him.
Uh-oh.
If you watch Dallas Cowboys this year, you'll know him. But as of right now, you don't know him.
Uh-oh. I got to say hello to Stephanie. What's up, Miss? You know I'm going to butcher your last name, Sedets. But what's up? Shout out to you on the super chat. Let me get you added to the drawings here. But the weather was incredible. I mean, like I said, it was every day 72 degrees. It was chilly at night where you almost need to wear a jacket.
When I went to LA, that the weather was gonna be warm. It was gonna be pretty good and everything. I told you that.
Oh yeah, the weather was not the problem. Now here was what was interesting is, and people, back in the day, we never got to really see what was going on in practice. See, now there's so much coverage of everything that people will go crazy about, the littlest things. Dak throws an interception. Oh, he's garbage, man. Get him. Diggs has gets beaten a drill. And let me say, I hated to post it, but I got it, and put it on Twitter. But people are immediately going to say, look at that. I told you, he's garbage, man. He's trash, man. Understand that the drills that they're doing really aren't fair to the defensive backs. They're not chucking them at the line of scrimmage. They're not having any safety help. The quarterback's not molested. So he's got all day and everything else. And so, boom, they get beat. And the teams will do certain days. Some days they're going to work on installs of new plays and things or try some different things and all that. So it's not like you were looking and saying, we're trying to do our best plays against this situation, this, that, and the other. They're working things out. So you're going to see some good days and some bad days. One day you see the defense playing really, really well. Next day you'd see the offense playing really well. But you can't really take everything that you see in practice and say, that's where the team is. You just can't. And so, Renee Allen, thank you for giving us it real out there. Now, there were some days, like I said, Tuesday, the defense, especially the defensive line, was lights out. Wednesday was a walkthrough. Thursday, the defense got beaten up. And Dak and the receivers looked like they were great. So,
and see, Mark, that's what I want to tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to realize something. That was an offensive drill.
Yeah.
That wasn't a defensive
That was made
drill.
for them. Yeah, it was made for the wide receivers, not the
QBs.
Yeah, that was made for the receivers to get that catch.
Renee Allen got you covered. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's just practice.
And the fans don't get it. They don't get it.
Mark, how's Ridgeway coming?
Ridgeway? Oh, my God. My nickname for him is the Mountain.
He's a big
He
boy.
is big, and he is strong. He stood up Zach Martin in one of those. I wish I'd caught it on tape, but he is going to be a beast. I love the fact that we actually have big guys in the middle. I will say Quentin Bohannon is also another guy who looks a lot better than he did last year. He's still big, but he doesn't look sloppy big. You know what I mean? He looks toned up a lot more. What I'm going to say is this defense is going to be really good. They're going to be aggressive, and I think they're going to be using a lot more 3-4 defensive sets. Again, the thing that's kind of crazy about pro football, and I just don't understand how you get ready for a season the way they do, because you had Monday first padded practice, Tuesday padded practice, Wednesday a walkthrough scrimmage, and then you had Thursday a padded practice, Friday a walkthrough, and then yesterday was a padded light practice, and you're off today.
No, actually, it was a long practice yesterday.
Well,
yesterday was a walkthrough.
It was a walkthrough with pads on. It wasn't as hard.
Oh, yeah.
The intense practices were Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Hey, when's that Charger scrimmage? You know?
That is next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Shout out to William, member for 4 months.
It's the first preseason game.
That's the first. Oh no, there is no blue and white scrimmage. The first, what they're going to be doing is, and this is where you have to. This is the way I'm going to equate it. If you're the fan wanting to see the team practice, leave your feelings at the gates, because you're going to get your feelings hurt. Because Wednesday they had listed scrimmage, and so there were a lot of people that came on Wednesday. What they ended up doing, I found out the morning of it, that instead of being 11 like every practice had been, they made it at 10 o'clock. And it only lasted for 57 minutes. And so you had almost like a Saturday crowd that was coming there, but they were getting there at like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And when I'm leaving, all these people are coming in, or people are, what, are they taking a break? It's like, no, that's it. That was the end of practice. And it's Mike McCarthy who realizes my whole job is getting this team ready to play. I don't care about the fans' experience or anything like that. And from the first training camp that I went to in 2012 to where it is now, it's just like it gets smaller and smaller and smaller in what they do. I remember the first year I went, they had, which is now all townhouses, it was almost like a carnival set up there because they had tables with the cheerleaders all out there. They had, like Nate Newton's out there where they had a wheel to spin to give you prizes and stuff out there with autograph signings, and they had games for the kids and stuff. And now all that stuff's gone. The only thing you have are a bunch of tents with merchandise for sale. And now they have the elite package where if you spend $300, you can be in a tent at the end of the football field, close to the players, and the players come by and give autographs and stuff. But it's not like it used to be anymore. And, you don't know which days are going to be really practice or they cancel some or they move them around or they shorten them. So it's not really that advantageous for what the fans want. But if it ends up meaning that the team is ready to play, I'm happy about it.
Yep.
They play the Broncos Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm totally fine with them just getting through camp as healthy as they can. I mean, get the work done, but I think you'll see a lot of it'll be real intense against the Broncos. That's fine with me.
And I think that's what they're really saving the players for, instead of beating ourselves up, is to really practice hard against the Broncos and the Chargers. And that'll be the stuff to really get, things going. But yeah, practice is a big money grab. But no, don't get me wrong though. I believe me, I had a great time. The weather, like I said, the weather out there, seeing the team and everything else. And I did get the plaque in Jalen Hurts' hand, because at first it was kind of like, I don't know how it's going to happen because.
Jalen Tolbert, right?
Yeah, Jalen Tolbert. What did I say?
You were in Philly practice.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Mark.
Sorry. Jalen Tolbert's hands. Okay. It was actually kind of funny because I was like, what am I going to have to do? Pay the $300 for the elite thing and sit in the space? Because here's the other part that was bad. You remember when Vasher caught that touchdown pass in practice?
Yeah, the one-handed one.
That one screwed it up for all the fans. So you have one side of the field over there, which is usually where the offense works out. Then the other side is really most of the time where the defense works out, and they've got the bleachers. So it used to be you could go from one side to the other through the back of the end zone. But when Vasher caught that pass, there were people that were actually trying to get back across. So they said, oh, no. If you're over on that side when practice starts, you stay over there. And there's no porta-johns or anything. You're just there for 2 hours. So the conundrum was, which zone are you going to go to? Because sometimes what would happen is people would get over there early practice and they don't use that field over there at all. So you're stuck there for 2 hours and there's nothing going on. But what I learned is you have to look for the tower, the black tower camera poles. Wherever they're set up is going to be the fields that you're going to use the most. So that was the little trick that we learned. So my thing was,
I remember you said that if you got to use the restroom, that's too bad.
Yeah, leave your feelings at the gate, because it doesn't matter. A woman's son was stuck over there at 11 years old by himself. Sorry, can't help you.
Wow.
Not until after practice. So the conundrum was, do I go on that side of the field and basically say I'm just here so I can get Jalen Tolbert the plaque or whatever? Or do I try and get up in the bleachers where you can actually get better content and stuff, and the defensive players are over there? It turned out Thursday's practice was actually on that side. So I went over there and held my water for a couple hours, made sure I didn't drink too much coffee. And Jalen Tolbert, after practice, was doing some interviews and stuff. And I screamed, I was like, Jalen Tolbert. He literally turned around and I held up the plaque and he made a beeline on over. So, and then he was getting ready to sign. I was like, no, Jalen, this is the one I told you. He's like, for real? I was like, yeah, for real. So I was like, yeah, okay. It's like, dumbass, you should have let him sign it. Then I would have had another one to give away. But it was actually a great experience. But here's what I'm going to say I noticed. And I'm hogging the conversation. I apologize. Actually, you guys, take over the show. I'll get back to my point in a minute.
Jalen Tolbert is one person I want to see do well this season. It's to shut everybody up.
Who's that?
Tolbert.
Tolbert? No, I want to see Dak do really well this season and shut everybody up. But I want to see the whole team so that way they'll shut up about Mike McCarthy and crew. But
Mark,
yes.
Just imagine if Jalen Tolbert was to do an interview at either at his crib or at his locker, and he had his plaque just sitting there.
That'd be cool.
That was pretty neat right there. That'd be cool.
That would be really cool. But you know what? I'm just happy that I got it to him.
I could see you. I could see you getting so excited that you would do a YouTube. You would do a YouTube video interview saying that I see the plaque.
Oh, hell yeah. Are you kidding me?
Thank you, Tober, for
I damn sure would. Okay, Playmaker 74 asked, from what I saw, who was the better coach, Quinn, McCarthy, and Moore? Moore is about as low-key as it is. I mean, you know, I almost wonder, is Moore intimidated by saying things to the players? Okay, that's my first observation. My first shot of Mike McCarthy was him coming out of the Porta-John. Okay, so I'm over there watching the defense practice, and here comes Mike McCarthy. And he must have been in there because I didn't see him go in, but I saw him come out. I was like, okay, there's Mike McCarthy. All right, okay. But Dan Quinn, there is no doubt that he is in charge of that defense and that they trust him. And I'm going to tell you, I believe we're going to be doing a lot of 3-4 defense, and we are going to be bringing a lot of pressure. And I think that's part of the reason why they brought in Anthony Barr. I think they finally signed him this week, one, because Washington lost, Cole White or White Cole or Cole White. I can't remember his name.
Drew White.
Huh? White is his last name, I think it is. Linebacker, and they were looking for a linebacker. That was Tuesday. We signed Barr on Wednesday because Washington had brought him in first, and they have since signed Nate Gary. So, you know, Barr would have been a
Nate Gary is not very good.
Right. So you have to think that had we not signed Barr when we did, that Washington would have definitely made a play for him and probably offered him more money.
I thought I had heard Washington had already offered him like $10 million.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
I know Washington talked to him. I didn't know that they offered. If they offered him $10 million, I'm surprised
he
he
didn't
turned.
pass up that.
I don't think he passed that much up.
No.
But you know, who knows? It could be. You know, he does have the relationship with George Edwards and things. And like he said, he wanted to be, you know, on a team that had a chance.
Eagles don't have that kind of cap space. They're up against
Well, I was
it.
thinking Washington.
No, Washington.
Oh, Washington.
He actually went to Washington to get, you know, they
I would
checked
say
out.
maybe, you know,
He wanted to be part of a contending team.
yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You know.
You said that.
Vado, what's up, Vado?
Let's just give,
Vado, I saw a lot of the clips and stuff from you, man. I had my hands full this week.
51, he may not. You know, he may
Yeah, I
change
did see
the
that.
number.
Say what, Vado?
Go ahead, Vado.
We are for the Super Bowl. That's why he wanted to come here.
He's saying that Anthony Barr said in an interview that he wanted to play for contender.
Yeah.
Going for a Super Bowl, and that's why he came here.
Yes, definitely. And that's.
In this case, I think, you know.
I think we have a better chance than Washington.
I'll congratulate Catboy. He did a good job here.
Uh-oh. Did you just congratulate Stephen Jones?
Well, just because we got him cheap.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
I was scared because, you know, Mark, I had been working a lot, and I saw your caption that it was 11 mil. I'm like, man, that's a lot of money.
Well, here's what happened. Okay, I
wasn't upset. I was
no. Hold on. Here's what happened. And what was cool, we had so much fun. Me and Law we ended up going to Red Robin every day, and our goal is next year we're going to go ahead and make it a thing, and we're going to take Red Robin and turn it blue. But we had some balls to have it, every day. It was almost like a comedy show and stuff with Law. Shout out to
y'all did church Friday, man, and I almost died.
It was great, but we had just stopped
coming to America when Law Nation went crazy.
Yeah. Jim Laws, shout out to you for 7-month anniversary. Appreciate you, Jim. We stopped live streaming about 10 minutes too soon. I had gotten in the car, and Law calls me up and he said, hey, you're listening to nothing but the best. He said, we just signed Anthony Barr. I was like, oh, shit. So immediately I'm in the parking lot and I'm like, live stream, boom. And so as I'm driving back to the hotel to get everything on there, and I'm like, we've just signed Anthony Barr. I don't have the details. And somebody had said it was a 1-year, $11 million deal. And I said, okay. So I said, I'm hearing that somebody's saying it's 1 year, $11 million. And so by the time I got back to the hotel and they announced it, I did another video saying, well, first reports were wrong. So, I'm just as good as Ian Rappaport.
Mark, do you think that, given, the wide receiver situation, or whoever wants to answer, do you think we'll be okay if we don't bring in a veteran wide receiver?
Yes.
Yes, I do. And you know what? Here's what I realized today. This is the 2013 Seattle Seahawks as far as built, the way it's built.
Right.
If Zeke, okay, now this is what's crazy, and I did talk earlier, and people are going to say I'm crazy to compare Dak Prescott to Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson, his second year when they won the Super Bowl, he had 26 TD passes and like 9 interceptions, 3,100 yards. It wasn't like Russell Wilson was the reason why they won the Super Bowl. They had the number one scoring defense, number one in yardage, and number one in takeaway. Beast Mode had 1,257 yards, and they didn't have exactly the best of receivers. They were basically controlling the field with the defense and able to run the football. So when you start thinking about, Jerry saying, we need Zeke Elliott to be the focal point on this offense because I just can't imagine me spending all that money on Zeke and he ain't running that damn ball. But if you think about it, this defense, and I say we're going to run, I think, a lot of 3-4 defenses, and that's why you also bring in Anthony Barr. Anthony Barr can rush the quarterback, and he can also cover really well, and he's tall. I didn't realize that guy he's like 6'5", 6'6".
6'5".
And as I look at our team, I didn't realize, like, Jaron Curse is up. Everybody is tall except for Turpin. Turpin is small. Okay.
But we also got to realize that he's going to be only available to us maybe half the season, maybe.
True, but here's the thing.
I'm good with that. With the price, I am great with.
The price is it's a no risk, high reward type of a deal.
Why is he on the pup list?
It's not the knee. They want to ramp him up and get him in shape slowly, as opposed to just throwing him out there immediately and risking anything.
He has to go through the rest of his conditioning drills and all.
Yeah. So, and here's the reality: they don't really practice anymore in football anyway. They literally after Dak Prescott got hurt early with the shoulder, Mike McCarthy, from from the people that I'm getting stuff from, is basically we can't afford to have anybody hurt. We need everybody to be full go for the season. It'd be better to say they don't have the timing down and can play than for them to be injured and having to try and play and knowing the plays. So you can see that this is a kinder, gentler NFL where we're shorting practices. We're not doing as much hitting. We're just saving it for the games. So,
I like the Dak hat, Brian.
Like it?
Jim Laws, I haven't seen you on here in a while, buddy. Shout out to you, Jim. Appreciate you being a channel member and things. How you doing? I had a thought.
He was talking about Sugar Daddy.
Oh, Sugar Daddy. Oh, I was like, Jim, I try and acknowledge everybody as much as possible.
Yeah,
my bad. I thought you were talking to me as like I didn't know. But okay. Yeah. My bad, Jim. Where is Sugar Daddy? Because I need Sugar Daddy for the fantasy football.
He was in here earlier.
Okay, all right. I'll have to send him an email. But a lot of the drills that I saw with the defense was basically using the 4 linebacker set, 3-4 defense, and blitzing. And most of the defensive line drills were hand placement. Like, for example, I loved it because it's basically, if you saw Aaron Donald with his little neck choke drill, did anybody see that? He literally he took one of the offensive linemen and he grabs him by the throat, and you see the guy's head going back and forth, and he's trying to show him how you can shed the blood. I'm like, I don't think that's legal to grab him around the throat. I just don't.
He was doing that Bugs Bunny. There's none of this.
Yeah. And it was like the dude's, it was like, okay. It was like, damn, don't mess with Aaron Donald. But what they're doing, like, for example, basically taking the palm of your hand and shoving it into the middle of the offensive lineman's chest to rock him, basically hit him in the heart. Okay. Then the next move is taking the other hand, getting it behind the shoulder pads and pulling it down. So basically you're rocking and twisting the guy at the same time. It's kind of like Deacon Jones used to have his head slap and swim over you, and they outlawed it because it's like you can't beat the guy upside the head.
When you watch Sam Williams in college, I mean, he definitely did have a punch to that first, jab that he had. So, I mean, that was something that he did have in his repertoire. So the fact that, they can teach him to follow it up with something, that's what I like to see. That was a lot of his first. He would, not a whole lot of moves there, but you can definitely already see it.
I love what I see out of him.
But I tell you what I love seeing is Dan Quinn, and Dan Quinn may not be the best of head coaches.
He's heads on.
But he is truly hands-on. He is there, and he works almost exclusively there with the defensive line, so much in the early drills and stuff. And he is truly a teacher of these guys. The energy that he's got on the field, he's bouncing around, and maybe it's because he knew he was going to get another piece to go ahead and play with. But he has players that go too deep on the defense now. And if they're going to use the 3-4 instead of the 3-4, it kind of makes sense because Darrell Cox is still – he missed some time, I think, yesterday because of the knee is still bothering him a little. Then I think they want to bring him on slowly. I know you got Barr, who's got knee issues, and you think that he may only play half the season. But bringing all of these guys together, you're going to be able to have a couple of waves that are going to be able to be fresh. And I think this is going to be about we're going to put pressure on the quarterback, and we're going to force him into bad throws and to takeaways. They're coming after you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And we have got the best defensive line we've had since, I can't even think of the last time we had. Yeah.
3-4, you can do a lot of things with those outside linebackers.
All right.
Right, which are really defensive ends that are just coming from a 2-point stance. And that's where you see Sam Williams and everything else. Yes, Roland.
Yeah. You can still use all those defenders. Go ahead, Stacey.
Email him in the chat. He said for you to send him an email.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn, Gina, long time no see. This defense is going to be a sack factory. Make merch now, Mark. Jobu sack factory. We're going to get 20 sacks. I don't know about 20 sacks per player, but we're going to have a lot of. It's going to be a meeting at the quarterback without a doubt. The speed that we have and the physicality.
I'm going to be honest with y'all.
Go ahead.
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Trucker's life.
Adding Anthony Barr.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's going to be nasty because what he's going to do, he's going to teach. Because
Micah.
Micah, yeah.
What linebacker that we have reminds you as a skill set, not saying he's a finished product, but as a skill set reminds you of Anthony Barr. It's not Micah Parsons.
Trucker's life.
Sam Williams.
Think about it. He was the
original.
original.
Not Sam Williams. It's not Sam Williams. It's not Micah Parsons.
Is he on the team?
Jabril Cox.
Okay.
Cox. Okay.
Jabril Cox, because he went to North Dakota State, he's underestimated. If you watch his tape, he's more like Anthony Barr than Micah Parsons. He's got the size. He don't have the weight. He's got to build the weight on to build the strength.
Who went to North Dakota?
Cox.
Cox. Jabril Cox did.
He also went to LSU.
He went to LSU.
Jabril Cox I think this is why they brought Anthony Barr in. Is to teach Jabril Cox to be what Anthony Barr used to be.
True. But I'm going to say why they really brought Anthony Barr is they realize we've got to put Micah Parsons on the line as much as possible. This is a question I posed to Law. I said, hypothetically, let's suppose that we've got Micah Parsons does get, he says his goal is 15, but he's keeping an eye on 21. Let's say he gets 16 sacks this season, just hypothetically, okay? And I think teams are going to focus on him more, that he may not be able to get those kind of numbers, but other guys will. I think we'll have more sacks this year than last year. But hypothetically, let's say he gets 16 sacks. When you look at about the last 15 years or so, you've had D-Law who had, 14 and a half, and you had DeMarcus Ware who had 21. You're going to tell me that you got a guy who somewhere gets 15 or 16 and you're going to say, well, we're still going to keep him as a linebacker? You're in rare air if you're doing that kind of things. You've really got to be able to use the player with their positions. And this is where I've gone back through, and you guys are probably sick and tired of listening to it, but listening to Dan Quinn after the Super Bowl win for Seattle, there's so much information in that 3 minutes. And he talks about, we like to take a player and find out what they do good and exploit that. Micah Parsons is one hell of a pass rusher. And I'm not saying he needs to be defensive end, but you got to look at this and say, we're going to bring him from all over the place. And if you have Anthony Barr who can cover and also come in, then that frees you up to be able to take him in there to be able to rush more.
Plus,
you also got to go ahead.
You got to know what his strengths are so you can to exploit it.
Right.
But you not only that, but you got to realize not a lot of corners can keep up with Kenny Stills like Micah did.
Mm-hmm.
That was in coverage. That wasn't even blitzing. In coverage, he's got speed to keep up with receivers.
Yeah.
He was beat on a route and recovered and was still able to get a PBU on that. And not only that, but in coverage last year, he was able to read the coverage and realize, okay, if I release this receiver, he's going to beat our whole defense deep. What did Micah do? He stayed with that receiver and broke it up at the end zone.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that game.
We can't sit here and think, we need to keep Micah at defensive end or blitzing. We need him all over the field. Anthony Barr comes in and teaches Jabril Cox, hey, you got to think this way. You got to play this way to open up Micah. And to open up not only Micah, but open up Jabril, because Jabril is a cheaper version of Micah.
Yeah. But he's still got to get 100% healthy, though, too.
Yeah, if you remember, Jabril Cox used to be a safety.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. If you want to be honest, he was also a corner in high school.
He was
a corner in high school, was also a receiver and running back in high school.
Let me help out Game Changers, because he likes to hear the rumors.
No, I think it's going to benefit the most out of our defense with Micah Parsons.
There you go, buddy.
Because everybody's going to be trying to double team Micah Parsons. So
yes,
I think D-Law is going to have a bounce back year this year.
Well, here's the thing.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Hold on to that. DeMarcus Lawrence, when he came back last year, he bounced back.
See, the guys I'm interested are year 2 guys like Osa Digizua, man. I'm wanting to see if he can get past that 10 game, because like before he was really wrecking offenses, and all of a sudden you hit that rookie wall, and then bam, you didn't hear from him at all.
Well, I tell you what, somebody who turned my head, and because when you saw the clip, and again, this is where I say we're talking about practice and stuff, and people will take one clip and they'll run with it and think that that's everything that's going on. We all saw the clip of Tristan Hill getting pancaked by Tyler Smith, right?
Yeah.
And of course, oh man, he ain't gonna make the team and stuff.
And
but I will tell you,
he had anybody put hands on him.
I will tell you, the next day, he showed up and he was unblockable the next day.
He's been unblockable since then.
That's what I'm saying. And of course, nobody's talking about that. And like I said, there's so much stuff that's going on. And one thing I also noticed too is, and I'm not trying to start any shit or anything like that, but typically what you see a lot on, out there is only certain things. You don't see the whole picture. You might see, Diggs got beat, a couple plays in one drill and everybody's going through and running on that. But then you're not seeing necessarily the really good ones that are around too. So it's almost like there is a little bit of a narrative that goes on some of the stuff that's being reported. Like I said, you saw Tristan Hill get pancaked, and that's where everybody's, oh man, he's trash, man, why we got this guy? But I'm sitting here seeing him doing some bull rushing where he is just literally rocking them and just riding them right back into the quarterback, and nobody's covering that kind of thing. So this is where it's going to be interesting to see. Well, it's going to be interesting to actually see who actually makes the team on that defensive line. Terry Lee, welcome back, man. Shout out to you.
I think Tristan, he's going to be something different this year because he's not doing all the yapping he was doing last year.
Nope, not at all.
After Tyler put him on his ass, that man has been unblockable.
Yeah. On
the interior. He beat Zach Martin a couple times and nobody.
That's what I'm saying. He stood up Zach Martin. If you're doing that, you're doing something. You're really doing something. That's one of the best guards in football.
He pushed him back.
Yeah. So this is going to be the problem because you can't keep all these guys. And I look at this and I say, because you've got Gallimore, you've got even Quentin Bohannon has not looked bad. John Ridgeway. Oh, I'm in love with John Ridgeway.
Oh, John Ridgeway looks like
he is, when he says I'm going to knock some head, I'm here to knock some skulls, he's going to be, that's exactly what he does.
What are you going to do?
And you definitely got to say he's going to be there. But then you got Osa. Then you got you got Carlos Watkins. That is a hell of a rotation of guys that you can put in there. And I was saying,
that's that. I would not.
Watkins is not going to make the team.
Young Wilson, what's up, man? Aloha, man.
Mark, if I was the coach on that coaching staff and I was coaching the defensive line, I would not want to be in that. I would not want to be in that room when they make the decision on who to keep.
That's what I'm saying. There's some competition there.
I want to be in that.
There's some real competition that's going to be in there.
I have been a Dallas Cowboys fan since 1977, and I have seen some good players and I've seen good players who we have released. And man, I would not
black don't crack.
Yeah. DMV, what's up?
Age, bro.
But but this, like I said, this defense is going to be coming after you, and they are going to be physical. And for the most part, this defense, I guess Anthony Barr is probably one of the oldest guys on the defense right now.
Yeah, 32 years old.
Yeah.
Mark,
everybody else is young.
We got a news break, Mark.
What's the news break?
Kareem Hunt has requested a trade from the Browns.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah.
He had request for a trade, but Cleveland has denied it.
Yeah.
No, they're saying he will not play if he doesn't get traded.
Oh, he's gonna do a lot.
You don't get paid.
Okay.
Hey, he's not like us where we have to work to have money.
But look how well that worked out for Le'Veon Bell when he did that.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't work out at all.
Not at all.
I can see
not
him
good for running backs right now.
If he do get traded, I can see him going back home to Kansas City.
Or to Philly.
Yeah.
Philly always picking up somebody.
We're trying to create the dream team.
Well, we'll see if we know Catboy is not. Hey, we're not giving up any compensation.
We don't need him.
Okay,
we don't need him.
But
we don't need him.
And actually, I don't. I tell you what, Jalen Tolbert, I think is going to be really good. Now, it's not a lot of experience that's out here, but I think
Jalen Tolbert is going to be a beast.
But I think they're going to do a lot of 12 personnel. And I'm going to tell you, Dalton Schultz and Dak, that shit look good. That shit look good. I'm telling you, you might see some fantastic numbers out of Dalton Schultz this year. And Zeke is moving well.
Mark, I'm gonna tell you something, and everybody may think that I'm sounding crazy on what I'm about ready to say.
No, we're just gonna say you've been drinking that tequila.
He's gonna have a good rookie season, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
The NFL do not have film on him.
Okay.
Remember Dak?
Mm-hmm.
Remember Dak had a good rookie season because of one thing. The NFL did not have film on him.
So are you saying that on Michael Parsons then?
Excuse me?
You saying that on Micah Parsons then?
Oh,
Same
no.
with Micah Parsons.
The thing is, the NFL
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait. Dab Sports, wait a minute. What are you talking about? Hanging people or players shouldn't have a place. It's discussing you and Mike Fisher need to be. What happened with Mike Fisher? What? Somebody talking about hanging players. Must have been talking about the kickers.
Oh, Mike Fisher had he had a YouTube video on. It was Friday night. It had something to do with. It had something to do
some
with
background noise from Tyson.
Somebody got background noises making everything distorted.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, I hear that too. Somebody got some.
Okay, if you can mute your mic and figure out what it is. Okay, there you go. All right. So tell me what happened on Friday night there.
Well, Mike Fisher had a video. Well, you know he has a live video every night at 6:00 from Monday through Friday.
Right. Yeah.
And he had he was talking about he talked about Jalen and he just had some nooses. It really wasn't nothing. Whoever it is trying to make a big thing out of it. It was really nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
I think that rookie undrafted wide receiver that is clicking with Dak.
Dennis Houston.
Houston.
Dennis Houston,
number
there you
2.
go. That's his name. That dude. Did you guys see how in 11 on 11 he not only turned Trayvon Diggs in the mush meat?
Yeah.
He turned Anthony Brown in the mush meat.
Mm-hmm.
He turned Jordan Lewis in the mush meat. That dude is going to be something special. Only reason he went undrafted because I looked into him. He had an injury last year that scared teams.
Yeah.
He is going to be something special. He might be our next Miles Austin.
Ooh.
Is Trucker's
Life? Trucker's Life first.
Is Trucker's Life?
Gonna be a sleeper.
I think Dennis. I think Steve Jones is. I think in his mind he's saying, well, the NFL they don't got film on these guys.
Oh,
and I think
okay.
Hello. Somebody needs to turn whatever the background sound they have.
Somebody's got a bad.
Somebody got something on.
Because it's distorting everything I'm hearing, and I don't like it.
Right. Somebody got something on.
I'll tell you what. It's not Tyson's camp. Okay, I'm gonna mute people and see. It's not Vado.
Okay. It's probably an Eagles fan that's trying to hate.
Well, he'd have to be a channel member. Let's see. It's not Thomas Garrett. Okay, wait a minute. Where's the rest of everybody? Hold on.
They're trying to shut us up, Mark.
Let me see. I'm gonna mute.
It might be a Washington pedophile fan.
Okay. Hopefully it's not me. Let's see. Terrell Pinkney. I'm gonna mute Terrell Pinkney. Nope, it's still there. The only one that's left unmuted is you, Trucker's Life. Okay, I'm gonna mute you. Okay. I got Terrell Pinkney? Okay. So I think it's Terrell. No, hold on. Is it me?
I'm in my truck. I don't have no noises around me.
It must be me somehow.
Cockroaches in the background.
Huh? Hold on. I'm muting everybody. Okay. So is it still there? And James, I muted you too. Okay, don't unmute everybody. I'm trying to make sure. I'm going to eliminate this by process of elimination. Okay, everybody is muted but me. Blue virus is, and we're still getting it. I guess it's somehow. Let me mute myself. Okay. I'm muted and I still hear it. How could I? Everybody is muted and I'm still hearing it. Okay.
I can't hear anything, so I'm gonna think I'm gonna roll.
Well, hold on. I muted everybody. Hold on, Brian. Okay, Brian, I unmuted you. Let's see. All right, so Brian. Okay, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the stream and restart the stream real quick and see if that takes care of it. Okay? Because it's kind of driving me crazy now, too. I'm still hearing it. This is the weirdest thing. I've never had this before. Okay, hold it. I'm gonna leave the Zoom for a second here, guys, and try and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna leave Brian Green in charge. Okay, all right, not there, right? Okay, so that's not there. Let me go back to Zoom. Let's see what happens when I go back. That's something from Zoom. That's not from me. Okay, it's not letting me back in. Hang on, guys. Hold up. Broke-ass media in full effect. I apologize, guys, but that was like annoying. Let's see if it lets me back in. Okay. Let's see.
There he is.
Okay.
Philly.500 might have tried to.
Without you, Mark, this literally does not.
All right. It's gone. Whatever it was something in the Zoom.
You're muted.
Okay.
You're muted.
Oh, I'm muted. Okay. Let me unmute myself. There we go. I don't know what it was, but it was a ghosted machine or something. So we got it back. We got it back here. I tell you what I should have done was this for comic relief while we were fixing it.
You do that music, then? Yeah.
Hold it.
Answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't
Hurts
handle the
to
truth.
pass, throws, pick. Horrible pass.
Oh my God.
I'm shocked at him, Mark. That he said that. He has more confidence than Hurts. But that's just crazy.
I got more confidence because I'm a number one.
Stupid.
I just feel like this year's going to be the year.
Stupid throw. Son of a bitch. What a bad throw. Stupid throw. Stupid throw.
Yes, nah.
Stupid throw. Stupid throw. Stupid throw.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we had our comic relief there. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me again. I don't know what it was. That was something on the end from Zoom. For some reason, somewhere in there, it was just like.
Must have been a party chat.
Yeah. So back to Philly. I think I understand what the problem is with Philly.500. I think Philly.500 is worried that the season's going to go south, and he's trying to get some publicity and stuff in there now.
Here we go again.
Oh, wait. I just started asking people to unmute, and those back. Oh, Lordy. What the hell? Okay, it's not Vado. I don't know. Damn. I don't know what it is, guys. I apologize. It's something in the Zoom. I can go out and try it again and see if that does it. Hold up. Let me do one thing. Hang on. I put that shit up. Let's see if that took care of it.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't hear anything.
Did that take care of it?
I don't hear anything.
Okay. All right. Maybe that's it.
Good.
Okay, I think we got it. All right. Broke ass media in full effect. Sorry about that, good people. I think Philly.500 right now that he's worried about it. Because it's funny because he said that whole statement that he trusts Jalen Hurts more than he trusts Dak Prescott in a big game.
I think Jalen Hurts is kind of the equivalent of our Quincy Carter.
That's crazy, that statement. That's, you can't say that.
I mean, even if you thought it, you wouldn't put it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like opening the door for people to, Terry Lee, shout out to Terry Lee with another super chat. You don't put that out there because that, you get this stuff all year round. We're going to be.
Mark, don't make me laugh.
Well, here's what I was thinking about doing, and I'll ask you guys if you want me to do it or not. I was thinking about just replaying the live stream Eagles Cowboys.
I think it'd be funny.
It's long, but it's funny because I was going back and watching some of it. It's like he lost it so many times in that game. Oh my God. I just can't wait till the season gets here. Now, next weekend, of course, we do have our first preseason game, but we know we're not going to see Dak, Zeke, or CD. We're not seeing any starters playing.
That's fine, Mark, because I'm excited about these young players. So I don't want to see those guys. We know what they're going to bring. I want to see. I want to see Tyler Smith. I want to see Tolbert. I want to see Bash.
I want to see Tolbert.
A little bit of action. Yeah.
I want to. I don't even care if we run the ball. I could care less.
Players.
What's up, Miss Hot Sauce Lola? How are you doing? The DMV wants to see that clip one more time. Let me do it one more time here for you people. I would take Jalen Hurts over it.
Hurts, the pass, throws, pick. Horrible pass.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Stupid. Stupid. Stupid throw. Son of a bitch. What a bad throw. Stupid throw. Stupid throw. Stupid throw.
That's not an accident.
I recut it a little bit. All I can tell you is Philly.
What I can respect about that man.
What's that?
He fully believes that the Eagles are all that, and every game they're going to bring the wood, and it's all going to go great. And just to watch it go south fast, like it did last year, over and over, you could see it building up. Those are real emotions that we saw.
Oh my God,
I love it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the advantage I'm going to say that the Cowboys actually have, because knowing that when we played football, we had 2-a-days and especially in practice, we hit. You're learning all of this stuff. The Cowboys defense, for the most part, are guys that have been through the system and know it and are able to take the next step. And for the most part, you can say, with the exception of most of our receivers, the same thing can be said about those. Now, the good thing for the offense and the receivers are Dak Prescott and guys are able to work out, and have been working together at his field and things. And so for a team that has a lot of its parts, you can take a lesser part if they know the system and know where they're supposed to be versus a guy who might be better, who may not understand exactly their role, they can make more mistakes that could cost you games. And that may be a slight advantage that the Cowboys have. When you think about how many players the Eagles have brought in and now they're trying to meld them together to become a cohesive team, they'll probably be better in the second half of the season than they will be the first, but they're going to have that learning curve. Does that make any sense to anybody, or am I just crazy?
No,
it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah.
Sorry, Mark, what did I miss?
But I think with
nothing much, just Philly.500. Just talking about a stupid throw.
The expectations in that city are unrealistic. I mean, that's just coming from me. I think they are. Now, can they catch lightning in a bottle? Could everybody get injuries within a division? But their expectations are through the roof, and it's going to be fun to watch. Stay tuned.
Well, and it's not just Philadelphia. All the talking heads have built that up. That they're going to be great
every year. I'm glad.
I'm glad it's not us that they're trying to build up like that. Now, this goes back to my question. Okay, so everybody always talks about, well, Dak Prescott's a dink and dunker. If Dak Prescott doesn't get it done this year, it's a time to move on. But as we go through this season, now let's listen to what they've said. Okay, we've got one receiver who's actually gotten touchdown passes in the NFL, right? We got Dalton Schultz, who everybody says is an overpaid tight end. You got Zeke Elliott, who you say is done. Our offensive line, as they've said, basically took a major hit because we lost Lyle Collins and Connor Williams. So if you take all that, and let's say Dak throws another 4,500 yards and 38 TDs, do we finally say that Dak's actually a pretty good quarterback, or are we going to say that it was something else?
They're always going to come up with something, Mark. That's why the only thing that's going to shut them up is hardware. If we get the hardware, and I know that's a big ask, but if and when Dak wins the Super Bowl, then they'll be able to shut him up.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Than that, I don't think he could throw for 50 touchdowns. Yeah, they'll say that it was garbage. Yeah, garbage time, whatever.
Yeah, garbage time stats.
Well, like I was pointing out before, it's back again. I don't know what the hell this is.
Row.
Well, what we'll do is we're going to be switching over to Philly.500 in that game, but
brought a little.
Oh, yo, what's up,
Gremlin
everybody?
back Alley.
All right, what's up there, Marley?
Hey, Marley, how are you doing, buddy?
What's going on, bro?
Seems like it happened. What's
up, BG? What's up, Johnny?
That's your mascot in the background.
If I were high, it'd probably be okay, but I'm not high.
Nah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Blow.
Yeah, but I'm hopeful for the team. We're going to have our problems, but I think we're going to be okay.
Haven't played a game yet. I'm very, very excited what I'm seeing from Tyler Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we could have asked for a better start. He is blowing people up. Now, I did say that was a strength, but I haven't seen him in pass pro. And I understand enough. Yeah, they're not going full speed. He's holding his own and then some.
Yeah.
So that's in itself is exciting. That's Dak is probably loving it.
Yeah, that mean
Not just that,
too.
but when you got defensive players acknowledging what you're doing.
Yeah,
I've never heard people on
what's
the other
the one
side of the
thing
ball.
that a young guy doesn't have usually? It's usually the strength. They need a year in a program.
The strength and the mentality catches to the speed.
He's coming in and he's one of the strongest guy on the line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, here's what's funny to me.
Did you guys hear what I think it was Micah said about him? That if he gets his hands on you, you're done.
Yeah.
Micah said that, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, no, and that's true. When he gets his hands on you, you're done. And don't let him get going with some momentum pushing you forward, because you're going to be pushed into the secondary. He is young and he is strong and he's got an attitude.
He's nasty. And that's what our offensive line was missing last year. Connor Williams tried to have that nastiness, but he didn't have the strength and the balls to back him up.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Can I cut the Eagles?
I'm sorry, Beto. I didn't get that one.
Eagles.
The Eagles, yeah.
Eagles on the defense.
Well, their defense isn't bad, and you know they finally had a good practice out of Jordan Davis, and everybody's going crazy. You know, oh, he's coming for your beats and everything else. I just really hope that the Eagles fall flat on their face. They better not. I'm going to let you Eagle fans, and we haven't had that many trolls in here today. I'm kind of surprised on the Eagle fans. One thing I will say is looking around and listening to the talking heads and the shows and things like that, Daniel Jones, they just showed a clip on Twitter that was like, this pass was so bad, it wasn't even funny. You've got Carson Wentz where Sweat is telling him, get rid of the ball, trying to help him out because he's holding on to it too far, and that he's literally getting booed in practice sometimes with some of the passes he's making. And Hurts has had, I haven't heard yet that he's had a great practice. I've heard at best it was an okay practice. I haven't heard anything bad, and I didn't see any bad passes really from Dak at this training camp. Dak looks like he is on point. He is moving around well. He's got a swagger to him. And these are all things that last year, this time, we didn't have because Dak couldn't practice. He was unable to throw and practice. Think about that for a second. His arm was thrown out, and we couldn't do anything with him. We had all Cooper Rush and Ben DiNucci's practicing during training camp with our receivers and stuff. We're going to come out with I know we don't have the same wide receivers, you know, with Cedric Wilson and Amari Cooper, but I think Dak is going to be that guy. Anything? Anyone? Blue Virus, what's up, man? Long time no see. What's it been, like 2 days? I can't hear you, Blue. Did I lose the sound from you guys? Okay. I'm not hearing. Let's see. I guess we've lost the audio from. Let me check the audio. Graphics 3. You guys still there?
Yeah, we here.
Hello.
We can hear you. We hear you.
Without you, Mark, this literally does not work.
All right, so we lost the audio completely from
I wonder if the people online can hear us and or they can just hear
the panel.
Hey, Sugar
Okay.
Daddy, can you hear us?
Well,
Oh yeah.
let me leave again and come back and try and see if I can get you guys. Hold on. We're having a hard time today. Forgive me. I've been away for a while and looks like everything is kind of jacked up. Let me go back here. Let's try it one more time. Okay. I am muted.
Mark, can you hear us?
Can you guys hear me?
Can you hear us?
Anything from you guys?
Mark.
Okay.
Mark, you might be
All right. Not sure what happened with the guys out there. Hopefully you guys can still hear me in the chat. So I tell you what we're going to do. Everybody needs to leave and come back. Yeah. I tell you what, here's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to try and see if I can get that fixed. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to play the Eagles versus the Cowboys. We're going to re-air that broadcast. Let me see if I've got that. Let's see. Do we have the sound for it? Okay, so I don't have the sound from that.
Hey,
you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. All right, so I've got an issue with my streaming here.
E2 Blue in the house. I'm sweating like a pig because I've been up here cooking.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to have to do. I think I'm going to have to shut down my system and start all over.
Steak sub.
What I will
right
do,
now we
and
are
I don't know what happened.
4 minutes away from kickoff of the Dallas Cowboys
you guys
versus
or anything.
the Philadelphia
Let me see
Eagles.
if I hear anything from
How
Stupid
you doing,
Throw.
E2?
Maybe Stupid Throw messed me up.
I'm good. Blessed and highly favored.
Yeah, I'm hearing nothing going on.
It's Philly. Ever since you played that
There you
clip.
go. You know, see, he's in the big boy chair.
Yeah,
Big boy
everything's
Dallas
wrong.